Howdy folks, welcome to this special video. We're going to do another drawing and so we're going to start out. I'm going to actually show you the process that I'm using here to get a reference image and everything. And so it's really tough actually with the movement. That's basically the smallest amount you can move at one time, so it's kind of tough. And so on my other screen I've got the reference image and I can look at that, the photograph that is, and I can look at that to see what angle I want to get. So I want to kind of get, because I want the head to be obviously in the same angle. We got just a little bit of the eye showing, so we're going to go like this. There we go. We've got just the corner of the eye hitting the nose, which looks like it's about the same there. And then we can do this. You pretty much just have to hit up and down over and over to to get it to do what you want to do. And I think we can zoom like this. Okay, and you know what? I think the other... So this is Hurley Doc's player that's on her laptop right now. I think that's almost it right there, a little bit higher. Tiny bit lower. Let's see. Like that, maybe? Looks about, yeah, I see. I want to get like just a tiny bit. 1, 2, let's see. Nope. There. Ah, man, it was so close too. You need to just get into a ship and do it, right? Because a ship you could probably move a lot smaller increments. Let's see. Because I don't want to be... That's too high and that's too low. And there's no fine... Come on. There's no fine controls on this thing. Let me see. This is creative mode. So I should be able to... come on. Should be able to do this. Let's do this. Let's see. It should turn on. There we go. Should be able to come up here. And I can stand on top of the ship. Where'd she go? Oh, I think I went past her. Let me see. Yeah, it showed me going. Okay. Let me see. Where is Hurley? Where'd you go, Hurley? What? See, you guys think this is easy, huh? That's challenging enough just getting the reference image. Just getting a decent reference image. And then I'm going to have to mess with the server to change the time of day, too, because I want to get the lighting at the right angle. But we're going to do... Whoops. We're going to do this. We're going to turn the lights off on this thing. I might actually want them on too. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Because where is the sun? The sun's like directly overhead, which is where I don't want it. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go like this. Level this thing off and do this. Oh, come on. It's going to do this because I'm on a server. Okay, I can't do that. Alright, so we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Let me see. We're going to go ents, set position 1019, no 1013, I'm 1013, and we're going to go y plus 1. Let's see if that works. Yeah, it does work. Okay. So we're just going to do this. Y minus 0.8. So, and let me see, 0.1, 0.5. I think that's about right. Yeah, that's about perfect. Okay, and the light from this picture is coming down that way. It's about perfect. So I need to change the armor here. Let me see. Do that. We'll try that. So we're going to grab a screenshot there. That's cool. I think that's going to work. And then I also need to get the head out of the way. We'll do that. It just gets the head out of the way. And I think that should just about do it. I'm going to try changing some lighting angles here. Let me see. 14,000. Let's try this and see how that looks. It's a little more over to the side. I think that's going to be a little bit better. We'll see. We're going to take that, because I want to, obviously I want to be able to stick this thing on in Photoshop, and we'll see. So like that. We're going to go do that, and then probably even going to go y plus 0.1. We'll try this too, just so I can get a couple of different angles here. Y plus 0.05. Grab a couple more. There we go. So yeah, an interesting, I don't know if you're seeing this little twiddly thing there. I'm not sure what, I think that's the sun changing angles. But that should be, that looks like it's going to be about right. Because the lighting on the cheeks that I'm seeing on the reference image and the underside of the chin and this side of the neck are about correct. Should have a little bit of light over here. Let me see, let me try 8. There we go. 8400. Let's see if that'll. That's a little bit too much. It's a little bit too far off to the side. Let's see. We can do that too, because we do have some. We do have some direct light too. I just want to get just the right amount of these highlights and stuff like that. I don't want the highlights to be too bright, and I don't want them to be too dim. So we're going to try a couple here and here. Okay. And I think that's good. I think that'll do it. So I am going to go over in Photoshop, and I'll meet you there in a second. Alright, here we go. I've got the last one that I took, and then I've got this picture here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to select all, we're going to copy, we're going to go here, we're going to paste as a new layer. There we go, and we can resize this now. Try to get it to a reasonable size. I don't know why this thing always does that. Let me see. So we're going to go like this. I don't know why this thing always does where it chooses perspective or whatever when you go to scale something. So what we're going to do is we're going to edit the transparency here. Zoom a little bit so we can see a little bit better. And we pretty much want to just get the eyes lined up. So as you can see here, our eyes are a lot bigger. So see if we can get them lined up. It helps to get the proportions of the face and the head right. That looks just about right. Let me see. If we go like this, and then we can go right. His neck is a little bit longer here. Let me see what we can do as far as, let's see, as far as cutting back on the neck a little bit. Yeah, because that's going to be hidden. Let me see. We can go a little bit smaller, and we can move the head up a little bit. Like that. So this is because the angles aren't perfect. So obviously when you don't have perfect angles, you're not going to be able to let me see. This is point to point. Okay. Yeah, if you don't have exactly the same angle and all the same proportions and everything, it's not going to perfectly line up. So let's see here. We're going to go like this to begin with. Just because I know we need to get this out of here. We're going to keep the glasses in here because he wanted the glasses in the picture. Okay, so we're going to select invert, and then we're going to delete that stuff out of there. Okay, this should help us get a little bit better idea. So that just ends abruptly right there. Okay. Yeah, see, that just ends abruptly right below here. So what we're going to do is probably, let's see, select none. We're going to go like this. And we're just going to kind of make our own neckline on this thing. Like that. And then we can go like this. Get rid of those. And we'll see what we've got. That actually, I think that fits fairly well. Yeah, I think that fits pretty well. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to get in here and really clean up like on a pixel by pixel layer here just to get a better clean line of my reference here. So I'm going to do, and you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that this thing is doing that weird thing where when I resize it, yeah, see when I resize it the way I resized it, it doesn't, yeah, I don't think it's all pixelated. It doesn't use a good resizing algorithm. You see how these pixels are all crummy, because let me see, we can go like this, and let's see, let's resize. Let's go to 10% original size. Let's see. See if the, no, it looks about the same. Okay. Let's see, let's check out the detail in the ear here. Look at the ear there and the ear here. Is it about the same? It's about the same. Okay. Because I can still keep a larger version. When I do the face, I use a larger picture so that I can get more, I can get the better details in. I just basically need to match the proportions with the suit and that stuff. So we're going to go like this. And just, I'm going to clean up all this stuff here. It's more for, it's just easier with my, whoops, when I print my reference out. It's just easier to, if it doesn't have a lot of crud around the outside. Let's see. So we're going to do, whoops, this. I'm going to take that out. We're going to end up taking this other stuff out too. On the back layer, we're going to take the head off. So let's see, we can go like this. And I think I'm just going to leave the glasses here. That's fine. I don't need every single pixel out. And yeah, they have stuff like magic wands, but it doesn't work as well as I'd like it to. So I end up doing it manually anyway. Okay, so we're going to deselect that. We're going to close this. We're going to basically take off the entire head. Let's see, I want to go like this. I don't want to take out too much of the background here. That's fine. Whoops. Delete that. Nope. Undo. Make sure I didn't delete the wrong thing. Okay, we're going to delete that from that layer. And I should probably just take, let's see, because I'm going to print this. I don't want to just use a bunch of ink to print all this nonsense. So we're going to do this. And here, I'll show you what the magic wand does here. Magic wand does this kind of thing. So you can select a lot of stuff. And let's see. That at least got a lot of that stuff. It's actually doing a fairly good job right now. Let's see. I'll take it. I'll take it for right now. Let's see. Whoops. That's a problem right up there. And we're going to go like that. And then we're going to see if we can add this on. Okay, and then we can come up here and clean this up. Go back to the freehand. We're going to deselect this stuff. There we go. Okay, and then I can use rectangles to get the rest of this stuff out of here. Not sure why I'm even doing that. It's going to be cropped out anyway. Let's see. So now I need to also decide. I need to decide which here where the layout's going to be to fit like an 8x10 frame or piece of paper or whatever anyway. So we're going to go like this. Just a little OCD cleanup here. Right? And because it's not like I'm compelled to draw those. It's just more of a, it's nice when you don't have that as a distraction. It's a visual distraction. It's like almost like an optical illusion or whatever. You start seeing different proportions and stuff because of that. Let me see. It messes with your perception. Take that out. There we go. And let me see. I don't think we're going to go down to the hands anyway, so let's go like over here. We'll clean this up. Get this little bit up here. There we go. Okay, so we've got this. Get this last little bit. And we can put the head back on. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a crop. And we're going to set it to 8x10. There we go. So it's just a proportion. It's not an actual measurement. Obviously, we're just going to remeasure for our thing. Let me see here. I think that it's about the right amount of space, I think. Let me see. Even come up a little bit more. About like that. I think that'll work. It'll save me a lot of trouble drawing the hands. Those can be tricky. Okay, so we've got that. I can clean that up a little bit more. But I think, yeah, let me see. Is that the underside of the suit? Right there? It's hard to tell what that is, isn't it? Okay, we're going to go like this. Because the other thing is when this prints out, it doesn't have the same sort of contrast. You can get a lot better, you know, subtle. You can tell the difference between these. Like when it prints out in grayscale, you can't tell what this is. You know, I use the reference to get the print reference to get the proportions, so I can measure the proportions correctly and everything. And then I just use a picture on a monitor or whatever in order to see the smaller details, because I can like zoom in and stuff and see, you know. So let me see. That looks like it looks like a pretty good. Let me see, what is this over here? Is that part of the? That's part of the head. Okay, we can do a little bit of black in here. Let me see if it'll let me. Where's my cursor? There we go. Okay, so we want that on there, and then we're going to paint on this layer. Let's see, we're going to go like this. There we go. Okay, that looks a little bit better. And I might have to do something with this. I'm not sure. No, that looks okay. We're going to do this though, because that's skin over there. There we go. All right. I think that's about right. That's pretty good. So then I need to probably brighten this up just a little bit. Just brightness contrast. Let's see if we can get this a little bit brighter. Like that. I think that looks about right. Let's see. Actually, that even looks better. That seems to match fairly well with the lighting. Now the thing is, when I draw this, obviously this is going to be in colored pencil and this is going to be in colored pencil, so that's going to look more. It's going to look more matched. It's going to look more natural and matched. Okay, so I'm going to save this, and I'm going to print it out, and I will be right back. All right, here we go. Let's take the printout here. I've taken the image and printed it out in a few different, as you can see here, a few different intensities. I've got different contrast and brightnesses and all that stuff. So this one is going to be, I think, mostly our main reference. And then this one here, what I want to do is I want to establish just specific locations and shapes and stuff like that. And so that's what I need to do here. So I'm actually going to use this in order to help out on this one. But I want this one to be really light so that I can see the pencil a lot easier. So we can see, like I said, we can find the locations, specific locations of key points, so that way we can reproduce the correct shapes. And so that's what we're going to do in this part here, is we're going to establish these things, and they're just, you know, obviously I'm not making a line drawing. This is not that sort of cartoony thing. I'm not going to say it's not cartoony, because it does have the intent is to have somewhat of a cartoony feel to it, but not that kind, not like the, you know, Tex Avery, Tom and Jerry, Flintstones, that type of line drawing colored in type of thing. So we're gonna get as close as we can to the actual positions. Now, when you are using a pencil, a couple of things are important here. But one of them that I wanted to point out here is basically the closer you hold the pencil to the end, the more accurate you can be as far as the position of where you're drawing what you're drawing. And the farther away, the more accurate you can be as far as how much pressure you're putting. So when you're holding it really close, it's hard to actually do really light pressure and stuff, especially really light pressure. We're going to do this. I'm going to see if I can get this drawn in here, because the location of this here is really, there we go. And yeah, you can't really see it here, but there we go, it's better. I want to try to get that as accurate as possible, because as small as this is, it's going to make a big difference if we're off by any amount. By like a pencil width is going to make a difference. So let me see here. You can go like this. But as you'll notice later on when I'm shading, I'm not holding the pencil like this. I'm holding it way back along the end of the pencil. And just to clarify, this is not actually going to become the drawing. This is not the sheet of paper on which I am creating the drawing. This is my reference that helps me establish where everything's going to sit, so that I can measure out on my actual drawing, I can measure out where everything's going to be. So we're going to go like this. And get this on here too. And honestly, I'm not going to need every single little detail of this. Oops. I'm not going to need every single little detail of every line on here, but I'm just doing that for, in case I need it, I don't have to come back and do it twice. Plus it just helps familiarize, it really helps to familiarize myself with the thing that I'm drawing, all the little shapes, the subtle little shapes and everything. So the more times it just helps to go over these shapes and create kind of a memory of how they feel when you're drawing them and stuff. But yeah, these lines are not going to be, they're not going to become lines on the actual finished drawing. Let's see, this is going to come up like that. There we go. This may even be just a little bit too subtle. Let me sharpen this a little more. Okay. We're going to get these little things here, like the corner of the eye. The shape of the eye is very important. If I can get that. Honestly, I'm starting to think that this one is too dim. I think I actually went too far with lightning. Let me see. Because yeah, I can't see anything in here. I can't see what is there. Let me check on this one and we'll see if we can see a little bit better. It may just be that the printer is not at the right settings for this. I think the dots are too small on this. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that it's this printer. Okay. We're going to go like this. And we're going to get the corner of this eye here. There we go. We don't actually need that detail anyway, so it's fine. do that. We're going to get the irises like that. Let me see. It looks about right. Let me double check here. See if we can. Almost looks like it came down a bit too much. Let's try this again. I'm probably being way too anal about this part because, like I said, I just need to. Yeah, it's not going to be important, so I'll just leave it for right now. What I need is I need these little points, like where the eyes meet, where this line in the eyelid goes. There we go. This one here goes right there. And then, let me see. So when I draw this, I'm actually going to have, like, especially the face, I'm going to have a larger version of it so I can get the shapes and stuff. And I'll have a tablet with that sitting on it too. But we'll get this. Coming out here. So that's going to come up to there. Okay. Can do this. And we have a little. Again, we're just establishing like a reference points basically. I'm going to do this. Then we need like the corners of the mouth. So we're going to get this here. And that goes over to right there. Okay, we're going to get this here. Comes down to there. And then we need this little line here. I'm going to get the nostrils and this. And then we're going to get this little shadow here. I think that meets up there. Okay, we can get the eyebrows here. And here. There's just certain reference points I want to be able to establish on here. So we have that and that on my final actual drawing sheet. And then we're going to do this. And this. We need to at least get that, and then we can do the bottom of the jaw here, or the bottom of the beard anyway. You can go like that. There we go. Okay, so we've got those pieces. This really is the difficult part. Once I get these, basically these lines and points transferred onto my sheet where I'm drawing, then it's just a matter of filling everything in, which is a lot easier. But yeah, getting these shapes right is really important to getting the thing to look the way you want it to look. So we're going to do this. We're going to do all these little points, or all these little crevices in the armor. Go like this. The armor is not as important. As I've said in previous videos, nobody knows what that actually looks like. You're not like you're not that familiar with it. It's going to look like armor even if the shape of this little thing, this sticky outie here, isn't exactly the same as it is in this picture. You're not going to notice that, but you are going to notice, like, if his eye isn't round, or if his nose doesn't look like a nose. We know what a nose looks like. And so if it doesn't have the correct proportions and shape, it's not going to look right. We're going to go like this. I should probably do a 4B for this. This 2B I'm having to push pretty hard. There we go. Use a softer lead so it breaks on you. Okay. You can do this. And we're going to get this. So that's this shape here. Yeah, it looks like I've kind of lightened that a little too much, didn't I? So that's going to come down here. It's going to go across here. Then that basically just comes up to here. Yeah. There we go. Let me get all these little things in here. This is why I wanted to lighten it up, because of these things over here. You see. This is going to be like this. And then we've got this up here. Whoops. Do that. This is kind of hard to see in this grayscale, but this is like the player's light. That's your suit light that sticks out. Let's see. This is going to go like this, and this one comes out, I think, this way. There we go. The nice thing about this too is that if I screw up on these lines, I can erase them, and that's fine. I don't have to worry about there being any leftover marks on the paper, on the final drawing or whatever. If I do this on the final drawing, it's this dark and stuff. I'm not going to be able to erase it enough to where it doesn't show up. I'm probably even damaging the tooth of the paper on this. on this crummy little, because this is just printer paper, 20 pound, 22 pound. Let's see. I'm going to do that, do this. Come up this way. Can't figure out what that little thing is. I think this must be the edge of the backpack or something that I'm seeing. Okay. The leg pieces. I think that's the leg pieces. And let's see. Go like this. Do that. There we go. You can start coming up this side, I think. Let's see. I skipped this part of the process in the last one because I didn't think about doing a series on it until it was too late. I was past that point when I decided I wanted to do a video series with it. So this time I figured I'd try to show the whole, the whole process here. Let's see. You go like this and take these let me see, this comes down that way. Okay. And then this comes across here. Now the reason I'm using this here is because you don't want to do that, if you can see that. But basically, you know, you put your hand on there and you get the graphite picks up on your hand, and then when you move it you leave like fingerprints all over the place. So you see, you can see that at all. Yeah, you can't really see it on this, it's too subtle, but I left like a giant smear on here. Not that it's important. And that's the other thing, is when you're erasing you use this to get the eraser bits out of there, because another way to smear all that graphite everywhere is to do that with your hand. So let's see, you go like this. It's just a habit that I need to make sure I keep up with. I'm still fairly new to all this, so at least trying to do it, you know, where it's not just, you know, a sketch in my notebook or whatever kind of thing. And not that I ever actually sketched in a notebook. I'm not like the kid that drew everything in high school. This is something I decided to try to learn in my 40s. So see. And I actually started with just tracing with a light box, and I'm working my way up from there to hopefully eventually being able to completely freehand everything, but I still do need to measure things and all that, and that's fine. You can also use the grid method to learn. Let's see, we're going to go like this. I'm not sure what that even is, but there's like a indent right there. There's a piece that comes up here. I'll have to look at the color picture to even make sense of what that is. We can do our circle here. That's going to be fun. That should look good. Let's see, we're going to go like this. And that connects all the way. No, it doesn't. Okay. Go like this. This comes around to here. We're going to do these lines. You just need to get the idea, and that it doesn't have to be perfect. This can come up here. This can come across here. I love the ridiculous sized arms and shoulders and stuff. It's just so over the top, cartoony, or you know, the shoulders 10 times as wide as the hips and everything. This is why you should never, ever, 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 ever skip leg day. Do not skip leg day. Okay. It's like totally the Captain Upper Body archetype, I think is the word. Let's see, we can go like this. This comes down here. This comes around. And let's see, we're going to do this. Does this come all the way up? Yeah, it does. There we go. Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to even do all of that. I'm going to have to look at that in the color view and see what it even is. I can't make out what this is other than just dark blobs. Let's see. I'm gonna go like get all these little corners. And see, this is going to come across here. I cannot draw a sideways line. I don't know that anybody can. So don't try to do it. Do that instead. Turn the paper. Okay. Let's see. And I think I've got, probably want to get some of this up here. This right here. This needs to come out, right? So this comes up from here to that, and then up from here. Does that come across? I think it just comes across and meets there because it's hidden behind this, kind of. Okay, and then probably do that. I think we've got all the lines. Let me see. So what I can do is, well, just looking for things that look like they're lines that don't have any pencil over them, kind of thing. But this will just help me get the places where I need to start and end on shading and stuff like that. It'll help me figure out where to place all the highlights and stuff. It just seems like a lot of space that I'm going to have to figure out. It's going to be tough. I need something more of a reference for the nose. So let's go back to our 2B. I need more of a reference for the nose. So this is going to be like that. This is going to come across here. Okay. We have, yeah. I'm just going to have to do that as I go on the paper and adjust when it screws up. When I screw it up, it's not going to screw up. I am. But yeah, I'll have to do like I did last time and just start with a few reference points and go from there. So if we look at this, let's see, where's my phone? Let me grab my phone real quick. Okay, so I can do apps. Where is it? Flashlight. There we go. Okay. What did you just do? Flashlight. Put that down. We can do this kind of thing. And I'm not sure if I turn that light off if that's going to help or it's going to move the camera. but I just wanted to, yeah, you can't really see anything as far as that goes. That doesn't really help on, there we go. Maybe that helps a little bit. You need to get just the right contrast and stuff, and you can see where things are going to be and stuff. So yeah, that's the first step, or I guess the second step, whatever. But yeah, the next time, in the next video, what we're going to do is we're going to take this information and we're going to transfer it onto our paper. And it looks like, okay, that is a flake that'll come off. But this is a 9x12. It's a 9x12. It's one of these. It's Strathmore 300 paper, Bristol paper. So this stuff, there's even a scan code on there, so there you go. But yeah, it's the Series 300 and it tends to work really well for these. So anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. We'll see you in the next one where we're gonna start on those lines. Later.